Let's go to Joe Rutter. Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, JuJu, as much as you've been playing in the slot this year, how has that changed your responsibilities, if at all?
I mean, more so for myself, I think it's just, being able to know the ins and out, playing slot. And then also roles of me playing, doing routes, running outside routes too, not just inside, but, being able to read the defense and knowing when I'm hot, when I'm going to get the ball, stuff like that. And obviously blocking is a huge deal playing inside.
Jeff Hathorn.
Hey, JuJu, you guys don't have huge numbers as an offense, but you're 5-0. How would you say how the offense has played through 5 games here?
I think they played tremendously. I think a lot of, you look at the stats, you don't really see the big numbers there. You see points on the board and you see not a lot of yards. I mean, as far as for us, it's just more so of, the ball placement, ball positioning. Turnovers are a huge thing for us these past couple games. So as far as that, like I said, making turnover plays and, instead of driving 80 yards to score a touchdown, we're only going like 20-40.
Brooke Pryor, go ahead.
Hey, JuJu, when we talked to James, he said that the touchdown celebration you guys had where you lifted him on your shoulders was Fresh Prince of Bel-Air inspired. I was wondering, where do you get the idea for your touchdown celebrations? Even if you're not the one scoring, it seems like you're still having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I think it's more so, it's like I said, it's just pop culture stuff. Something we all grew up, I would say we all watch was, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And I think, Will Smith, it's very funny that we can relate to that. So I picked up James, we spun around, the boys were around me, and, we're just enjoying our time. A lot of our celebrations either may come, the night before, the week of, or even, the series before we go out there. If you score multiple touchdowns or multiple wide receivers, when we run out of celebrations, we make them up as we go, throughout the game.
Ray Fittipaldo.
Hey, JuJu. Chase is sort of bursting onto the scene as a rookie, much like you did back in 2017. Is there anything that you went through as a rookie that, has been beneficial to you in developing a relationship with Chase and, knowing how to treat him?
Oh, man. I mean, Chase is doing a tremendous job, coming into my rookie year too, I would say, Antonio Brown took a lot of the pressure away, and I was going against the number 2s. And, with this, I would even say that, since Chase is new, not a lot of people know about him and his film. But obviously, you can see that the kid can play. The kid's balling out. I'm happy for him. We just got to keep going. We're 5-0, so him making more splash plays. James Washington now to be at Deontay, and also me too. So we just have a lot of weapons. At the wide receiver group.
Chris Adamski. Chris, go ahead.
JuJu, you came in with James Conner this year. He seems to be healthy. He seems to be running maybe as well as he has. Ben said he's having fun. What do you see from him both as a player and as a person here in 2020?
I mean, I think as a person, you get to me hanging out with him, this whole quarantine thing and, being in a bubble with him, it's more so, his mentality. I think over the previous years, he's always been super focused, but I think this year, like I said, I think he's having so much fun. He's out there balling. When we're up by 20 points, he's running the ball, we run the ball, and James Conner is doing what James Conner does. This is nothing new. This is what you get out of him.
Brian Bacco.
Yeah, JuJu, you mentioned hanging out with James. Are you able to hang out with Chase much away from the field too? Like, I know, with COVID and everything, it's a little different, but like after a game like that Sunday, can you, go somewhere and at least take him out, show him the city a little bit, things like that?
Usually we both have people in town. But yeah, we usually hang out, majority of the time. Fun fact, Chase lives right above me. So he comes down pretty often, eats dinner. He takes all my snacks, my Uno cards, play video games. We play video games together. So I would say our connection is very, very strong right there.
All right. We'll wrap it up with a couple of follow-ups. We'll go back to Brooke Pryor.
JuJu, how are you able to still have fun in a game, even when you're not the one that's kept making all the catches, scoring all the touchdowns? I mean, an example like the touchdown celebrations and dancing pregame and dancing postgame. I mean, where are you able to find fun right now?
I'm having fun all the time. Whether I get the ball or not, whether I get 2 catches for 10 yards, whether I get 6 catches for 60 yards. For me, it's more so about, the team, the atmosphere. Like I said, if our defense is having fun, they're doing their job. Offense is having fun. My teammates are having fun. I come in with the celebrations. Chase is just now getting into like TikTok dances, so he's doing a lot of that. Every time he scores, he doesn't know what he's doing. I think every time he does score, me and James and Deontay, we're not out there because usually he's like the one of our receiver in the receiver group. But for me, it's more so like I'm happy being 5-0. I think I get a lot of people was talking about you only got me 2 points this week for fantasy. I was like, well, I mean, I'd rather have 2 points and be 5-0 than to be 1-4 and to have 25 fantasy points. So it's for me. I like it for myself. So I'm always having fun regardless.
All right, we'll wrap it up with Joe Rutter. Joe, go ahead.
Yeah, what will Deontay possibly coming back this week do to help you guys out? And what's it say about this offense that, it seems like each week it's a different guy putting up big numbers?
Man, it just says you just never know when it'll be your time. We just know that every week, we have guys who are ready to go. Deontay, like you say, he just adds to our collective, points, yards, and everything. So it's nothing new. This week, it was Chase and James. Last week it was Chase. The first week it was me. And like I said, it just varies. But at the end of the day, when it's time to make plays, I know our guys are going to make the plays.
Let's go to Dale Lawley. DK. I hope not. There we go. See, I'm not on mute.
Hey, Cam, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. You've played next to Bud for a long time now. At what point did you look at him and say, wow, this guy's a really special athlete?
I think I always knew Bud was a special athlete. But I think you have to grow into a great player, which he is. I feel like every year he's continued to get better. And I just think he's become a complete player. When you first get in the league, you're still learning the defense, learning where you thrive, where you need to get better. And then I think it just comes with your due diligence and trying to get better. I can tell you the last couple of years, 4 years, I would say, I've just seen Bud grow exponentially just because of his hard work and his discipline.
Jim Wexel, Steelers Digest.
When you guys lost Ryan, the run defense kind of collapsed, especially in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a difference this time with the surrounding group, and can you explain it to me?
When we lost Ryan, it was, I think we were pretty young around. We were still dealing with, trying to replace a guy like that. And I don't know what this situation holds going forward. I know Rob had a great half, but it's up to us to continue to get better. Everybody's got to step up their game from here on out. We got to continue to make a conscious effort to communicate because Devin's down. But it does help having a guy like Vince Williams in the background and able to tutor guys and get guys in the right spots.
Tim Benz, Trib.
Cam, this is sort of a league thing, and since you're the player rep, I wanted to ask you, has anything been said within the players' union circles, or are there any concerns about as the season goes along for teams that aren't in it in the playoff race about everybody continuing to be diligent about the protocols as you get into November and December?
And, even if you're not in the playoff race, I feel like you have a job to do. And if you want to, I think everybody wants to get paid for their job. So there's no reason you should be lacking. I think throughout the season, you've seen other sports accomplish what they've want to accomplish, whether it's basketball, not having any tests. And then baseball now in the World Series, they're doing a great job as well. I know they had some hiccups early on, but for us, we're right in the middle of things. So we have to continue to stay diligent, stay on top of it, continue to have your mask, and make sure we do what we can to make sure we have this season go through.
Anthony Jaskolski, Pittsburgh Sports Express.
Hi, Cam.
How you doing?
Just looking at good. Just looking at Sunday coming up. Hey, obviously, you've got a little extra time to prepare for Tennessee, but a lot of talk goes into their running game. But their passing game has been surprisingly consistent this year. Is this the most overall consistent offense that you think you'll be facing this season?
Well, I just think they're a complete team. I don't know if they're the most consistent. I mean, I don't know if they're better than teams we've played, but when I look at them, I can say that they have a stout running game, a hard-hitting running game that finishes plays. Then they have a passing game between Tannehill and AJ Brown and JuJu Smith. Those guys do a really good job of just going downfield, and then you have that with a stifling defense as well, and some emerging players. So, that recipe puts you in a good lead, and we got a work cut out for it this week.
Brooke Pryor, ESPN.
Hey, Cam, kind of a weird question, but I wanted to ask you about touchdown celebrations. And I know you're not on the field when the offense is at least celebrating a touchdown, but I've seen JuJu's been pretty creative recently. He put James Washington on his shoulders last week for a Fresh Prince inspired celebration. Do you notice them, and how much does it energize or just, I don't know, loosen you guys up to have some fun when the offense is, especially JuJu, doing these kind of fun celebrations in the end zone?
Personally, I don't get to notice them because most of the time I got to line up for field goal anyways. I got to, I think a lot of guys get a kick out of it. JuJu watches a lot of TV, so he's able to stay inspired. But, whoever inspires, whatever it takes. We're in a young generation where, guys like to celebrate. I remember where you couldn't even celebrate. You had to be very careful about celebrating. But now it's no holds barred, and, guys are having a fun time doing it.
Will Graves, Associated Press.
Hey, Cam. Mike yesterday said that Derrick Henry's like, if Bud was a running back, he would be Derrick Henry. How do you practice for that, especially given the physicality that you can't really have you guys aren't killing each other during practice. How do you prepare, and what separates Henry from some of the other guys you faced?
Put Bud at running back. No, I'm just kidding. But, I just think you got to stress tackling. It can't just be arm tackles this week. You see how he's breaking away from guys. He's got a mean, stiff arm. And, as a defense and as a front seven, we got to understand we can't put the onus on our DBs to tackle the entire game. We got to do a good job of keeping them inside from tackle to tackle and having game tackling. It's going to take a group effort, but I think we got the guys to do it.
Aditi Kinkobala, NFL Network.
Cam, sort of to that end, two parts. One, can you remember another guy another ball carrier that was almost the same size as you? And two, besides his crazy combination of size and speed, is there any way that they run that is distinct or notable? Formations that they run out of, or how they run, or how they're committed to run? Anything stand out?
I think. Wait, what was your first question? I'm sorry.
Have you ever had to tackle a ball carrier almost as big as you?
In the past, we've had to play like Steven Jackson, Brandon Jacobs. I'm trying to think. I think they've really shied away from the bigger running backs. But to your point, when, what really sticks out with him besides his physicality and his speed, he's an every down back. It's not just him running through the tackles. They can go throw him out to the flat. He can catch balls. He can take it for screens. He's got a reel of just him coming out of the backfield, having a good passing game as well. So, you normally play bigger guys when they get in the goal line, in the red zone, short yardage. But this guy, he's something special. He can do it all. and they give them the ball whenever they can.
All right, last one here for today with Cam is going to be Mark Cabali, The Athletic.
Cam, do you anticipate that the Titans might force coverage matchups with Spillane maybe early in downs, or are they just a team that wouldn't do that and just stick to what they do?
I don't know, man. I'm not going to act like I know what's going on in their locker room, but I can tell we're going to try to prepare Rob for that situation. Rob's got to be ready. He's had a good camp and he's had a good half, but going forward, we got to make sure we make sure he's not under a lot of pressure. Give him the calls, let him succeed. But as a defense, we got to surround him with good plays and make sure he's in good situations.
All right, we'll get to one last one because I have a hand raised. Jerry Dulac, Post-Gazette. This is the last one.
Way to raise your hand.
Yeah, Cam, I'm sorry I jumped in late here. On those fourth down situations last week, were you lining a little wider, and how were you able to blow up those plays like you did in the backfield, even if you didn't make the tackle?
I don't think a tight end can block me. I'm not trying to be, over embellish or, crazy about it. But I just think when I'm lined up in that position, I'm wing busting. It's my job to send it back. I don't want to put the corner on the island, and I got to send it back. It's a situation we try to win. If we win those situations more than that, we're going to put our offense in good territory. And, if we do that, it keeps points off the board. So, from here on out, if my number's called and I got to be put over a tight end, I got to win those matchups.